Hello! After much prompting from others and some of my followers on Instagram, I am creating this video to show how to properly cleanse a home using sage. My name is Tiffany Duvall and I am owner of Red Hawk Spiritual. Now, clearing your space with sage, let me just give you a few words of caution. If you have activity in your home, and I mean from unseen forces, or maybe you're not aware that there are things, I highly suggest that you contact somebody who can find out whether or not you have any sort of spirits or unseen forces within your home and help you contend with those properly. Okay? Using smudge or of any sort, whether it's white sage with lavender, or any variation of sage, just to go in and cleanse a home. If you know that there's just, maybe leftover energy from having family and friends over or something of this nature, this is a process that's okay. Okay, if you've been out to maybe the supermarket or you've been in a large crowd recently or anything else of that nature and you just want to cleanse your aura, absolutely okay. Okay, but before I start, like I said in the beginning, if you have any kind of ghost activity or anything that you might think or is activity from unseen forces, by all means, feel free to go ahead and email me. If I'm not in your area, I'd be more than happy to make sure that you get to some of the right resources in order to get the help that you particularly need in your specific case for your home. You're also more than welcome to reach out to a local priest, reach out to a local pastor of any denomination that you feel comfortable with. Reach out to a local shaman. There's many out there. So that being said, as long as you heed those warnings, we're going to go ahead and begin. Because I'm bringing in peace and light into an area, I typically like to use a white sage and lavender combination. That brings in peace, and as long as you're not allergic to either one of them, you'll be okay. You can use white sage. You don't need a whole lot. It usually takes very few petals from sage. I have this small little bowl. This actually is something that I've been using and been burning. Does have white sage and lavender in because I'm bringing in peace and calm. That being said, I'll show you the amount of sage that you could use for a small area instead of using a large sage stick, which kind of wastes a lot of it. I'll typically break off a few of the leaves, start with that. But here in this abalone shell, this is just a few petals. You can see that I've already, burned them a little bit, mainly because it was just for demonstration purposes. That being said, what I have been taught to do in, cleansing an area in which sage has antibacterial features, which is awesome for to cleanse the area or cleanse your air. I go ahead and I start in the eastern part of the home. You can also start at your doorway. You can start in the areas that are most trafficked. A lot of people, of course, they come in and out of their front door, so that's a good place to start. But if your door is not facing east, that's okay too. You can start at your front door and work in a clockwise fashion, going from room to room. Just very simple. It doesn't take a whole lot. You don't need to, set off your smoke alarms or anything else of that nature. Just simply go through the room, bring in peace, love, and light. And your intent is what's really going to lighten any maybe emotions. Sometimes I get around people and their nervous energy is just way too much. And not only do I need to disconnect that because I am a Reiki master, but I do need to go ahead and cleanse a little bit of their energy out of my auric field. That's where I like using the sage and lavender. It comes in handy a lot. So again, you start in your most trafficked areas. Simply light whatever botanical you choose. It doesn't take much, just a tiny little bit of smoke there. When I'm cleansing myself, what I do is I bring the smudge from my feet all the way through each and every single one of my chakras and above my head. Most of the time I'll go ahead and do a couple of circles in through some of the smoke just to make sure that my aura is clean. And I'll do this at the beginning and I'll do this at the end of any time I do an attunement. That's just my preference. Not necessary for each and every Reiki master, and each one has their own ways. So there's not one individual right way to do really any of this. It's just a matter of when do you do it and when do you not do it. Like I said before, if you have activity, feel free to email me. All of my links are below. Feel free to reach out to any local shamans. Reach out to your local pastor, priest. Reach out to a medium if you know some or have some in your community. These are great resources for you to check with if you have any kind of activity. Or maybe you just moved into a home that's new and you're not exactly feeling right since you did. So those are instances that I would recommend do not use sage because of the fact that it could aggravate things and create a very dangerous living area for you. So that being said, just begin in the east or in a high trafficked area and go clockwise from there. Some people use feathers. Some people just simply wave their hands. It's entirely up to you. If it feels right, do it. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. It's a very simple process. But ultimately, all you're doing is bringing in peace, love, and light into your home, into your area. And that's what this is designed to do. So, that being said, yes, there are several different botanicals that you can use. You can use Palo Santo. That's one that I actually really enjoy. Some people are allergic to sage. Be cognizant of that if you're going, this is just suggested to do in your own home. Do your own aura. And some people are allergic to Palo Santo. Either way, find what works for you. Stick with that. Stick with cleansing your own areas. Wouldn't suggest going over to your friend's house just because she, he or she says, hey, since you have sage, could you just bring it over? And not understanding what could be going on in the home. Again, please heed those warnings. And good luck with bringing in peace, love, and light. Let's all bring in peace, love, and light everywhere to this earth, because love is actually what we all need. Thanks. Have a great day. Go ahead and click on subscribe, and I will be sharing more videos.